What is up, everybody? What is up? MalcGoolie here, as promised to you guys. Like I promised, I am giving you my WrestleMania picks and predictions because, once again, I gotta say, it is WrestleMania weekend! WrestleMania! It's WrestleMania weekend. Can you believe it? We're not getting WrestleMania just Saturday night. We're getting WrestleMania Sunday night. 2 nights like we did last year. And I'm here once again to tell each and every one of you how excited I am for this year's WrestleMania. Well, actually, to be honest, I'm only excited because, number one, I will be doing a live stream on both nights. And I know a lot of you, I'm not blind. I know a lot of you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know who you are. A lot of people are not looking forward to this year's WrestleMania. A lot of people, just like myself, now coming back down to earth, it's a little bit scared for this WrestleMania. But every time when I say I'm scared for WrestleMania, it turns out to be a good WrestleMania. Every time when I get hyped for WrestleMania, it becomes WrestleMania 27. So, yeah, there's that. So, but as always, if you are new to this channel, make sure you leave a like, hit that like button, just say something positive in the comment section on your picks and predictions and your expectations for this WrestleMania. And also, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos, you won't miss any of my live streams. So that way you can join the Ghoulie Nation, hashtag Ghoulie Nation. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the GoolieZone, as I, MalcGoolie, will also be doing picks and predictions for WrestleMania 37. Also, if you haven't, my social media links are all down there, as you can see. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, WrestleMania, night 1, and we got night 2. So we're going to start with night 1. And personally, I'm going to go down the card. I'm not going to go how I normally do, like the matches I care about, all the way to the matches, the matches I don't care about. Like I normally do the matches that I don't care about last and do the ones that's first. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do somewhere down the card what has been given to me here for WrestleMania night 1. So let's get started for WrestleMania night 1. And let's start off with the first match here on night 1 of WrestleMania on Saturday night would be the tag team turmoil match. The winners will receive a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match on night 2. Your contestants for this tag team turmoil are Lana and Naomi, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, the Riot Squad, and Natalya and Tamina. I know that you're seeing here is an expectation. So expectations is like a meter. I'm starting to do a little bit something new here when I do picks and predictions, and that is a meter. I want to do a meter, like my expectations for these matches. And as you can see, it says a 4 out of 10. And it's nobody here. It's not the talent here. It's not Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, which I am fine with them being a tag team. Natalya and Tamina, I'm okay with as a tag team. I love the Riot Squad. Lana and Naomi, they just put them together, which, to be fair, not that bad. The only problem why I'm giving it a 4 out of 10 is because, well, quite frankly, it has been the booking for this. And, everybody wants a piece of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and the only way to do it is to win this tag team turmoil. So who do I have winning this match? Personally, I would love to see the Riot Squad. Personally, I said the Riot Squad should have been champions, probably the ones to take the belts off of Nia and Shayna. But nothing against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. I like them as a tag team. I wish they gave them a tag team name, but like the Ravish, like God's Greatest Creations or something like that. But I don't know. Natalya and Tamina would be good. It would be great for Natty and Tamina to have a WrestleMania moment, especially for Tamina. I would love for her to have a and so does Natty, because they've been doing real well ever since they put them together. But to me, the common sense, and to me, just like the perfect way to win it would have to be Lana and Naomi. So I'm picking Lana and Naomi to win this. Why? Because, well, I mean, technically they still are kind of doing the still feud. I mean, with the whole Lana situation. Remember, Lana got kicked out of her own storyline when she got, injured, and they replaced her with Charlotte. And, ever since she's come back, tag teaming with Naomi, she's given, more confidence tag teaming with her. And you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Naomi and Lana be winning this match. And I wouldn't mind by just a fluke victory, they beat Lana. Not Lana, sorry. They beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But I'm going with Lana and Naomi. My expectation is a 4 out of 10. It's only because of the book. I'm sorry. Next match for night 1. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Expectation is a 7 out of 10. Why is 7? Because, get this, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is Cesaro's first ever single WrestleMania match that he has had in his 9-year tenure with the company, with the WWE. You do the math on that. This man, I love Cesaro, and I love Seth Rollins. I really, really do. Seth has just come back. Seth, has been killing it with these suits. Like, the suits that Seth Rollins has been wearing has been outrageously and goddamn creative. I love it. And I love the fact that they gave him his old theme back, the Burn It Down theme. Personally, I think Seth, his heel run has wore its course. I'm thinking to the point that it's time for him to be back to a babyface. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Monday Night Messiah gimmick was great. I loved it. I had no problems with it. And as for Cesaro, I would love for Cesaro to go over in this match. I really do. I think Cesaro is a phenomenal talent, and I know a lot of wrestling fans like myself are still waiting for them to literally get Cesaro that moment, of a world heavyweight championship run or something like that. It's something like that. But like it's just like how we have with Zack Ryder. It's like he gets a little bit of push and then he goes down. A little bit of push and then he goes back down. That's Cesaro in a nutshell. Like, I mean, multi-time tag team champion, former United States champion. I don't know if he ever won the Intercontinental Champion, but let me know if he has. I can't remember off the top of my head if he has or if he hasn't. But I would love for Cesaro to go over in this match. But Seth has come back. Last year, Seth Rollins took on Kevin Owens, and we all know that moment where Kevin Owens just fell off the sign to land on Seth Rollins. I think I would love for Cesaro to win this, but I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins here. I'm going with Seth Rollins over Cesaro. It really sucks because this is Cesaro's first ever WrestleMania singles match debut after him being on the card for so many years. Yes, he's a former Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, but at the same time, it's like, well, goddamn, WWE, come on, we want Cesaro. We need Cesaro. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way how Vince thinks. Well, shoot, there was the time when Vince said Cesaro could never get over, and fans basically, gave Vince the big F you to that. But Cesaro can get over. Cesaro is over to me. I love Cesaro, and I love Seth Rollins, but as much as I would love for Cesaro to go over, I gotta go with Seth. Seth probably might curb stomp his way or cheat his way to beat Cesaro. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I think the match will be great. It's really great, great wrestlers here, and a great showcase there. So let's get to the match that I've been saying it on multiple live streams on the Spotlight Sports Network. I've said it on my Twitter. I've said it on Instagram. I've even said it here in a few live streams on my channel. And that is, oh my God, the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane. I I did call that they were going to do this ever since, with Shane. The story here is Shane. Basically, if you're an Attitude Era baby, this storyline just reminds me way too much of Big Show versus Shane McMahon back in 2001. Which way did he go? Shane being the giant killer and, Braun, this big giant of a man. But here is just Shane being, the douchebag, arrogant prick, multi-billionaire, well, the son of a multi-billion, billionaire, of a billionaire, the demon seed. I remember when JR used to call Shane McMahon the demon seed. So yeah, demon seed versus the monster among men against the steel cage. Shane McMahon is going to bring out a lot of resources to slow down Braun. And I would not be surprised if we see Shane go coast to coast. We've seen Shane McMahon do a lot of crazy things at WrestleMania 17. We saw it when that Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker. Here with Braun, obviously I'm picking Braun. I really wanted to give this expectation a 2, but after looking at it, I gave it a 5, and here's my reasoning. They need to do something. I wouldn't say they need to do something with Braun, but, having Braun, being, the bully, not bully, but being bullied, about his size and, him not being that smart and all that. But, it's something for Braun to do. I think they just put this match together because they just want to give Braun something to do and give Shane something to do. I don't know why they wanted to do this match. Being in a steel cage match, I normally say this on every live stream, when a wrestler who doesn't really wrestle that much, and Shane is one of them, against a giant behemoth of a man like Braun Strowman, Shane's probably going to die and get his ass kicked. So, Braun Strowman beats Shane McMahon, and I think Shane McMahon gets written off of TV after this, again, to do something else. I don't know why they just didn't base the story off of, like Shane could have came out and said, hey, Braun is the reason why Raw Underground was a failure. He was the last Raw Underground champion, and he went nowhere with it, or something. But instead of just making fun of Braun Strowman because he's not smart and all that, just, oh, God. Even, what? Now just thinking about it, damn near, it reminds me of Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Remember when Alexa Bliss made fun of Nia Jax's weight and all that stuff too? And we all know what happened there. So yeah, I'm going with Braun. Next, the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship are on the line as the New Day versus AJ Styles and Amos. The expectation is a 6 out of 10 for me is because of Amos. We don't know what Amos can do in the ring. And that's the most intriguing part of this for me, is because we don't know. We don't know what Amos will do. We do know that a chair can't stop him. We do know that weapons are immune to this man. And I know a lot of people are a little bit pissed and say, oh, this is degrading to AJ Styles. To me, no, it's not. Because let's be real. AJ, I think in his contract, I think it was a 4-year deal. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has 3 or 2 years left on his contract deal before he leaves WWE, or actually retires. There's been the talk of him retiring after the contract is up. But what WWE planning to do is to make AJ Styles a Grand Slam champion. Let's be honest here. He's a former Intercontinental champion, former United States champion, a former WWE champion. Why not give him a tag team title? Give him the tag team titles. The New Day just recently won the belts by beating the Hurt Business. God, why did they break up the Hurt Business? But to me, I'm going with AJ and Amos here. AJ Styles becomes a tag team champion. We don't know what Amos could do. I would be shocked if the New Day wins this, and a little disappointed, but I'm gonna go with AJ and Amos here. We don't know what Amos could do, but we do know weapons don't do a goddamn thing against that man. I think we've seen that happen at tables, ladders, and chairs, where John Morrison hits him in the back, and good God Almighty, that happened. All right, not gonna lie, this is one of the biggest storylines for Raw. The one of the big. There's like only three, if I'm not mistaken, there is like three big, huge matches for Raw, and two out of the three is on night one, and this is one of those big matches. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. Expectation is a 9 out of 10 because I like the build to this. I've actually grown to love Bad Bunny. Yep, I said it. I have, grown. He's grown on me. I love Bad Bunny. I love Damian Priest. This will be great for Damian Priest, his first WrestleMania, and he gets to beat The Miz and John Morrison. We all know how I feel about The Miz. I said he was an afterthought when he won him being the champion for just a week. And John Morrison, I love John Morrison. Miz and Morrison. Last year, I think they were tag team champions, SmackDown tag team champions, if I'm not mistaken. Last year at WrestleMania. Now, mostly this was supposed to be The Miz and Bad Bunny. But here's the thing, reason why I'm giving this also a 9 out of 10. Bad Bunny has been training in the Performance Center every single day. Every single day. And my expectation is high because I want to see what Bad Bunny can do. We all know he can leap. This feud has happened ever since. This feud started all the way at the Royal Rumble. And I've loved every bit of build, even though that cringeworthy diss track that they made. But I love this build. And I think Bad Bunny is going to pin The Miz. It makes sense for The Miz to get pinned by Bad Bunny. And no, a lot of people don't with like, oh, don't have the celebrity beat the Miz. But, personally, it makes sense having Bad Bunny and Damian Priest to go over here. And, WB has been literally, they love Bad Bunny. I like Bad Bunny. Some fans like him too. And I love this build. I love the build. I'm sorry. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10 for expectations. It's an attraction match. I was way off in the beginning. I thought they were going to do Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, against The Miz and Bow Wow. But since Bow Wow and Soulja Boy are being complete idiots, I don't think that will happen. Thank God it's not happening. But Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison works just as well. So I got Bad Bunny and Damian Priest over Miz and Morrison. Now, I know a lot of people want this match to be the main event, and I can understand your big reasoning, and I can understand it. And this is probably one of SmackDown's biggest storylines, but the problem with this has been the build. The build has not been really good, and it's really hurting a little bit to me with Bianca a little bit. And that's what we're going to talk about is the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks defending the championship against Bianca Belair. Gave it a 5.5 out of 10. I believe the match will be good. I'm not going to say the match is bad, but it's just the fact that it's the build. That's the reason why I got a 5.5 out of me, because of the build. I do not like what they have done with this feud. I mean, they could have started right at the Royal Rumble, but instead, didn't they do it after Elimination Chamber? Or did they do it before Elimination Chamber? But also, the fact, I'm happy we're getting babyface versus babyface, but the way how they've been booking it, they've been making Sasha the heel and, and Bianca the face. And it's just, just no. I just, if I was to pick, the obvious winner here would be Bianca. It would. It would be the honest. Bianca Belair going over Sasha Banks at Mania would be the smart decision. But I don't, as much as I would love for Bianca Belair to have her moment, I believe Sasha is retaining. Think about this, guys. Sasha Banks has not even won a WrestleMania at all. I don't think she's ever won a WrestleMania ever since she's been in the main roster. And I think this is once again another Charlotte and Rhea Ripley situation. And I know a lot of fans are going to say, oh, they buried Bianca. Oh, they did this, they did that. To be honest, even this feud is giving me flashbacks of Bayley versus, oh man, Bayley versus Ember Moon SummerSlam. And remember, there was no bit of build at all, and the match really suffered for it. And the match was bad, but I'm not. But here, there's been some build, but not the build I was expecting, and it really showed. Sorry, there's like something on the particle that was messing with the camera, but it was just it was weird. It's just I just don't like the build to this. I really don't. It's not the build that I was expecting. Like, if you want to make Bianca a legit threat, make her do legit threat things. I mean, if they would have won the SmackDown, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine with it. Hell, I would have been really impressed if they would have done this. And I think Bianca got the strength to do it. And we all know she's strong as sin. Why not put the kiss of death on Nia Jax? If you want to make Bianca Belair a legitimate threat to Sasha, you got to make her do, like impressive stuff. And yes, she is impressive. Don't get me wrong. She is a very phenomenal superstar. But the way how they built her, they haven't really done it here. And I think it's going to suffer. And I think WWE, they're going to, remember, we almost lost Sasha Banks about a year ago. So I think what Vince is going to do, try to make up for Sasha, have Sasha win. Maybe Bianca wins the belt at the next pay-per-view. Or hell, she might win it the SmackDown after. But it would be so sad to see Bianca after all they've done with the documentaries and whatnot. But then, like, after she loses to Sasha, they do nothing with her. That's one of my biggest fears. But they love her. She's well respected in the locker room. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm going with Sasha. As much as I would love for Bianca, I think they're just trying to make it up to Sasha because that's one of the 4 horsewomen. They love them some 4 horsewomen. So yeah, I'm going with Sasha. I know it really sucks to literally just go against Bianca, but I gotta go with Sasha. And now, the main event for WrestleMania Night 1. The second biggest storyline in Raw. And I love this, but now I'm at to the point where I am nervous because of what the aftermath we're going to get. Someone's going to lose steam. And it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say that, but it's the truth. Somebody's going to lose steam in this match. Because whoever loses, it really hurts them in a way. And even what I'm about to explain, even a win for a certain superstar would be unnecessary in the way. And that's our main event for Night 1. The WWE Championship is on the line as Bobby Lashley with MVP defending his belt against Drew McIntyre. Now, obviously, Drew McIntyre earned the right by beating Sheamus at Fastlane. Remember at Elimination Chamber where Bobby Lashley beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre, only for The Miz to cash in, only for The Miz to have 1 week as champion. Bobby Lashley becomes the almighty WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And they broke up the Hurt Business, which made no effing sense. And yeah. But other than that, I love the fact that Drew is fighting, that he would do anything to get his baby back. But here's where this hurts. I love Drew McIntyre. I really do. I love him. I do. I love Drew. I really do. But the problem that I have with this, and WWE kind of messed it up. There's no reason for Drew McIntyre to literally fight for the WWE Championship to become a 3-time champion. Let me explain. So follow me. At Hell in a Cell, this is where they messed up at. At Hell in a Cell, there was no reason for Randy Orton to beat Drew. There wasn't. There wasn't. And that's when I said to myself, oh my God, why? Why? I would have loved if WWE did this. Drew McIntyre last year beat Brock Lesnar. And yes, he did it in front of no fans. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, I would have loved, now WWE put themselves in this corner with Drew because they want to test to see, we got a crowd for this year's WrestleMania, and they want to test the waters with Drew to see how fans will react to him winning the belt back. Here's your problem here. Because now, if you make Drew win this, he's an unnecessary 3-time champion. He didn't have to be that. Why not let Drew he won the belt at Mania last year. Why not let him be champion here coming into this year's WrestleMania? That's all I'm saying. So in other words, if it was up to me, if I was the booker, Drew would have beat Orton. That whole Miz thing would have never happened. I would have low-key had Bobby Lashley win a #1 contendership at the Elimination Chamber to face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. And yes, I would have Drew retain only, so that means if I had Drew retaining, the Miz cashing in would have not happened. I would have had WrestleMania Night 1 end, and I know a lot of people would be, well, shoot, now they were happy when he cashed it in. So here it is. For the second time in WrestleMania history, why not have The Miz cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Drew McIntyre, and we end off Night 1 with The Miz, after losing to Bad Bunny, beats Drew McIntyre, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and we end off Night 1 with The Miz being WWE Champion. There you go. Boom. There you go. That's where he should have been. Or hell, here's another thing that they also kind of messed up too. You could have added Sheamus in this match because the way how it was booked, it looked like we were going to get Sheamus versus Drew, and I would have been perfectly fine with that. You want to add Bobby Lashley in there? Fine. Because I like Bobby. I like Drew. I like Sheamus. I hate Miz, but that bit of booking right there, a triple threat match. Drew retains, Miz cash in. Boom. Boom. Tell me that you did not want to see it. That would be great for Mania. It would be great. It comes out of nowhere. It would be predictable, but at the same time, it comes out of left field. Having The Miz cash in at WrestleMania, the biggest night of the wrestling calendar year for the WWE. And he wins the championship to end off Night 1. But no, now WWE, once again, they wrote themselves into a pickle because now you put Drew in a position that he doesn't even need to be in. He didn't need to go back to WrestleMania again to win the title for a third time. There's no reason for it now. I mean, if he wins, great, grand, wonderful. I'm happy for him. I love Drew. I really do. But it hurts him in a way. And if you let Bobby win, it kind of hurts Drew in a way. But at the same time, if WWE wants to test Bobby Lashley, give him a big run. Let him hold the belt till SummerSlam. And apparently we're supposed to be getting Brock versus Bobby if Brock comes back. I don't know why. I don't know why a lot of people want to see that. Me, personally, I would love to see Batista versus Brock before I see Bobby versus Brock. I'm not going to say Bobby and Brock won't be a bad match. Hell no. But it's just not for me. I'm just not a fan of that particular match. But like I said, the build has been great. Bobby's been great. Drew looks more determined and more badass than ever. And personally, I would have loved if he would have done the Braveheart paint gimmick that he did at Fastlane at WrestleMania instead of Fastlane. That would have been hella badass. But no, they didn't do that. But I don't know. It's WWE. They're trying to test it. I really hate to do this. I really hate to do this for both because I do love both superstars. But that would be so insane if they ended off night one with a double disqualification just to end off night one. Nobody wins. That would be, everybody would lose their ever loving mind if that was to happen. And I believe WWE won't, are not that damn stupid to do that. So if it was up to me, oh man. Even Bobby Lashley talked about it. Oh man, as much as I love them both, and I love what they've been doing with Bobby. I'm gonna have to be a little hypocritical, Malcolm, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with Drew. And I love Drew McIntyre, and like I said, if they would have just booked Drew's first title reign properly, it was going great until Hell in a Cell, and that's when the magic just dropped. You got Drew, and Drew can cut. I've said this so many times before. Great on the mic, great in the ring. He has it. Bobby Lashley, not so great on the mic. Can rest tolerable in the ring, and that's why I love MVP, because MVP has been the MVP, no pun intended, in this whole quarantine session that we're going through. I'm a little bit pissed that they still broke up the Hurt business, but we got to get over it. So yeah, Drew McIntyre will probably leave night one as WWE champion. So let's review my picks for night one. I have Lana and Naomi. I have Seth Rollins. I got Braun Strowman. I have AJ Styles and Amos. I have Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I have Sasha Banks and beyond. I have Sasha Banks retaining. The funny thing is, the only championship that's going to be changing hands is the WWE Championship. But I could be wrong. If Bobby wins, cool. I got no problem with it. If Drew wins, I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, him being an unnecessary 3-time WWE champion. That's the only kink right there in the armor. So yeah, Drew is going to be the only person walking out with a championship, in my opinion. Oh wait, no, Drew and AJ Styles and Amos. Sorry, I almost I got to correct myself. Only 2 people are leaving WrestleMania Night 1 with championships. Now let's get to WrestleMania Night 2. So let's start off with the winners of the tag team turmoil match, and I am saying Naomi and Lana versus Nia Jax and Shayna. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I am going with Lana and Naomi. I think it's going to be like a fluke pin or something, a fluke victory, unless Reginald, which he will, he'll get involved. And I kind of like the little boy toy thing, It reminds me of the Addams Family a little bit. The Addams Family Values. I think that's the name of the movie. Fester and Debbie. That's how I be feeling vibes with Nia Jackson and Reginald. And no, I'm not calling Nia ugly, and I'm not calling Reginald ugly. I know a lot of people hate Nia Jackson, and I don't hate Nia. I actually love Nia, and I actually got a crush on Nia Jax. So, nothing wrong with Nia. But I can understand why people hate her because of the injury. But there's a difference between the talent and the human being. Nia Jax is a wonderful human being outside of what you see on TV. So, yeah, if you take that into consider it, there's a reason why I like Nia a lot. But yeah, I kind of like it. Nia being the Debbie and Reginald kind of being, the suit man. And, I like it. I like it. I think this should break up Nia and Shayna. Shayna can move on to bigger and better things, but expectation is a 5 out of 10. I think this will be great for Lana to finally get past, of her being harassed and bullied. Lana becomes a champion for the first time at WrestleMania. Naomi gets another WrestleMania moment. She won the SmackDown Women's title at her hometown. Why not have it win the tag team titles in her home state? So, yeah, there you go. Lana and Naomi will win the tag team titles. Next, the WWE United States Championship. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I love Matt Riddle as a competitor. I do. But they are literally driving this pothead stoner gimmick with him. And it's funny and hilarious as hell. I get it. I understand. I get it. Hell, that whole segment with him and Oscar where he forgot what he said. According to some reports, Vince liked that shit because it actually fit the character that he portrays on TV. You know, the stoner dude. You know, the totally Kyle. Totally. God, I sound like an old man. Totally. That bit. This is totally Kyle. Totally. Okay. This is one more time. This is totally Kyle. Totally. That's Matt Riddle in a nutshell. I was happy that Matt Riddle became the United States champion. Yes, I know they're calling him Riddle, but I got him here as Matt Riddle. Damn Riddle. There's only one Riddler out there, and that's a part of Batman. So he's not Riddle or Batman. So that's a good thing. He is Stoner, Matt Riddle, and I kind of love it. But I think WWE is trying to also, you know, give Sheamus a little bit of a pride here. You know, because a lot of people could say, you know, for Sheamus, to me, it would be great for Sheamus to put over Matt Riddle, but at the same time, the way how Sheamus has been booked as of late, and the way how badass he's been mostly in his career, I'm gonna go a new champion here. I'm gonna go with Sheamus over Matt Riddle. I think Sheamus will become the new United States champion, and I will literally laugh my head off if I literally thought about this in my head. What if? And I know they've been doing this for Matt Riddle when he takes his flip flops off and then like birds and stuff fly. What if he gets hit with a bro kick and Sheamus, low keys, tells the guys in the truck, "Hey, I knocked him out. Can you put birds around his head?" That would be the funniest thing I've ever freaking seen. It doesn't hurt Matt Riddle if he loses the belt, but you know, this is one of those cases where if Sheamus wins, I'm cool. Matt Riddle wins, I'm cool. But I think Sheamus has a consolation prize. I think Sheamus wins the United States Championship here. It wouldn't hurt him. Now, the next match. I know a lot of people are saying, "Why are you giving this a 9 out of 10?" Originally, I want to give this a 10 out of 10. I really did. But there's only one little easy piece of kink in the armor. I'm not going to lie. I thought WWE would never give us this match. And the last time these two men face off against each other, if I stand corrected, I don't know if it was, I want to say it was 2016 or 2017, but my mind is going 2016. Battleground. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I really want to give this a 10 because, as all you know, if you know me, I love Kevin Owens. I love Sami Zayn. And when they face off against each other, magic happens. Most of their matches become 4 stars to 5 stars, damn near. They're working Ring of Honor. They're working NXT. They're working the main roster. Yes, the story is, you know, Sami Zayn is this big conspiracy nut. And Kevin Owens wants to beat the living system out of Sami Zayn, but there's only one problem with this match. You can read it right there. Logan freaking Paul. Why? Why Logan Paul? And I come to this. The reason why Logan Paul, social media. Let's be real. WWE is a big fan of social media. They're big fans of it. They like to go with the norm of trends. I'm not a big fan of the Paul brothers. I'm not really a big fan of Logan or his brother. Personally, I can't wait for Floyd Mayweather to knock. Isn't it Logan he's supposed to face? Or I don't know who it is, but you guys in the comment section will probably tell me. I'm going with Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is going to do something crazy he said he wants to do. a big spot where he flies Peter Pan's off of a ship. I would love to see that. And I would love to see it. And I actually think Logan Paul is probably going to screw over Sami Zayn and something like that. He'll probably knock out Sami Zayn so they can, hype up the fight between one of the Logan's like I don't know if, like maybe one of the Paul brothers or whatever the frick against Floyd Money Mayweather. I don't know who. You guys let me know in the comment section, but I'm going with Kevin Owens. I know this match will be good. I know it will be good. Probably might be that eye-opening match. We've had a lot of matches here in the past that, just make you want to scratch your head like, huh? I mean, I'll give you some names. We've had Duchess of Queensberry rules match. We've had a pink slip on a pole match. We've had Viagra on a pole match. Yes, that is an actual thing. We had a Judy Bagwell off a forklift match. We had a love her or leave her match. But what in the holy mother of God is this match? What in the holy mother of God is a Nigerian drum fight? I mean, we've had bar room brawls, we had bar fast street fights, we've had boiler room brawls, but what the hell is a Nigerian drum fight? So, like, I obviously the commentator said there's no rules, there's no count out, no disqualification, it's anything goes. But like all the weapons are all like drums. Can they just only hit each other with drums? Can they just put through their opponent through a drum? I don't know. I don't know. Big E is defending his Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews. Yeah, I don't know. And speaking of Big E will get a live performance theme by Wale, which I am really looking forward to. I love Big E. I love Big E, and I love Apollo Crews' new gimmick, but I think what happened at Fastlane kind of hurt Apollo Crews in a way. And I think the way how WWE is trying to fix it, I think Apollo goes over. So I'm going with Apollo Crews to go over Big E for the IC title. It's a new gimmick for Apollo Crews. If Apollo loses, his character is dead at this. I mean, damn. Normally, when people say dead, like buried, and I wouldn't say buried. It's just dead. But the way how it's been booked, like I said, Fastlane really kind of hurt it a bit because of that botch finish that they did. So I'm gonna go with Apollo Crews. We know Big E and Apollo Crews can give us a good match. We've seen that time and time. But yeah, I think Apollo finally gets over. As much as I love Big E, damn, all of New Day will lose their belts. Sucks to be them. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm not a big fan of the New Day, but I respect the New Day. Let's just say that. Big E loses the Intercontinental Champion. Apollo Crews becomes a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah. Or actually, wouldn't he be yeah, he'll be a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, why not? Apollo Crews goes over in his own match. He probably might just make up the rules as he goes, to favor him. But seriously, what is a Nigerian drum fight? And they love that word Nigerian. They really, really do. They're really cramming it in there. So Apollo Crews goes over Big E. Now the match that is getting a 10 out of 10 because of the build. This build has been going on through Survivor Series, TLC, you name it. And obviously, I think you guys know what this is. The Fiend with Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Obviously, the expectations for me is a 10 out of 10. The last time these two faced was for the WWE Championship all about 3 years ago, and Randy went over. Obviously, the Fiend. The Fiend is winning. The Fiend is winning. He probably gets his win back from not only being burned alive, but also, the WrestleMania thing, even though they had that shitty fun House of Horrors match. Yeah, I'm going with the Fiend over Randy Orton. Yeah, there's not really nothing to say about that match. It really isn't, because I think after this, let me go back to it. After this, what do you do with the Fiend after this? If Randy goes over, then the question is really now, what the hell do you do now with the Fiend. I mean, I think probably after this is concerned, I think we might get the return of the old Bray Wyatt back. That's what I'm thinking here. But, there's so much you could do. Maybe you could do the Fiend versus Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley, depending on who walks out of, WrestleMania Night 1 as the champion. And to be fair, also fun note, this match is the only match that has so much build to it. It's the biggest match, probably the biggest, story heading into Mania, in my opinion. It really is. Alexa Bliss has been fantastic. Randy Orton, been fantastic. The Fiend's new look, fantastic. I don't have any issues or complaints like everybody does. So, yeah, I'm going with the Fiend. There's not really enough to say. Now, let's get to another championship match here. WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. 8 out of 10 expectations. Expectations is high. Last year, I picked Rhea Ripley and she lost. I was PO'd about it. I didn't like the fact that they made Charlotte NXT Women's Champion. Thank God for Io Shirai. But, let me say this. I'm going with Rhea Ripley here. Personally, I think Asuka has had a really fantastic run with the belt. I really think she's had a really fantastic run. I think Rhea Ripley beats Asuka. And Rhea Ripley has been owning. Now, see, here's the thing. Back to Sasha, and just to switch gears a bit, from Sasha to Bianca. Look what they're doing with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has been dominant since she came onto the main roster. She's basically made a fool out of Asuka damn near. She threw a freaking table at her head, threw a table, and it hit her, lay inside of her head. She screwed her over at that tag team match. Like, Rhea Ripley has been nothing but a badass. She's always been a badass in NXT. And I expect for her to be a badass here. This is what I'm saying. Like, you got these newcomers come in. Let them do fantastic shit. Let them to be a threat for the title that they're chasing. And with here, they're doing it way better than Sasha and Bianca. So, yeah, I'm going with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley defeats Asuka. She makes good on her opportunity. And I'm just realizing I'm getting a lot of new champions here for night 2 of WrestleMania, which is hilarious. But yeah, Rhea Ripley over Asuka. And now the main event. WrestleMania 30. I'm getting getting some WrestleMania 30 vibes, but not as much because everybody loves Edge. So the WWE Universal Championship triple threat match, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Oh, man. Okay, you guys, you're going to have to excuse me because expectation is a 9 out of 10. I don't need to explain why it's a 9 out of 10. I've loved the build. I've loved the story. Now, granted, Edge winning the Royal Rumble, I was happy as hell. Daniel Bryan getting robbed, not robbed, actually getting his ass kicked at Elimination Chamber. Then at Fastlane, making Roman tap. A lot of people here would love to see Edge, but I think WWE is at a cross with this match because here's the thing. If I think in WWE's mind, and I'm trying to think for WWE, I think I know why they added Daniel Bryan in here. Well, this is my opinion. Daniel Bryan, this is probably going to be the last WrestleMania for Daniel Bryan because, well, I think the word has been out that Daniel Bryan is going to, retire as a full-time competitor. And I think WWE wants to ride that magic with him one more time like they did with WrestleMania 30. Edge, on the other hand, I think I would love for Edge to be the Universal Champion. But the reason why I fear that they won't give it to Edge, because let's be real, Edge missed all of 2020. It was Backlash, the greatest match ever. After that, he missed the majority of 2020 with that injury. And I think WWE is trying to want to play safe with Edge. They don't want him to get hurt to the point like if he took a nasty spear from Roman Reigns and Edge literally got injured and he won the belt and had to relinquish it like the next live taping on SmackDown, it puts WB in a crossroads because now, they want to protect Edge, obviously. They want to protect Edge. They want to protect Daniel Bryan. Like I said, I would love for Edge. I would love for Edge to win it, but I don't see Edge winning it. Now, Roman Reigns, if Roman Reigns retains, and next year I believe it's in in Texas, correct? Or if it's in Hollywood, I'm not too sure. And we're obviously going to get more fans for that. The stake is here. Everybody wants to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and I believe we're going to get that match down the road. It might be next year's WrestleMania. Hell, they might just have the gun. Hell, maybe The Rock might show up and they might start planting the seeds for that for next year's WrestleMania. This is another case, like I said, with Sheamus and Matt Riddle. It's a who's who because I love all three. But if I had to pick somebody to win, it would have to be Daniel Bryan. I would not mind if Daniel Bryan became champion. I wouldn't mind if Edge was champion. I wouldn't even mind if Roman retained. But I'm going with Daniel Bryan. I think WWE wants to capitalize on another dream run with Daniel Bryan. I don't think Daniel Bryan would hold it long. I think what might happen is Edge would probably challenge Daniel Bryan. Edge might go heel. A lot of people say he's heel already, but no, he's not heel. He's really not heel. And it's more like Daniel Bryan's more of the underdog in this match. And this is like WrestleMania 30. I'm going with Daniel Bryan. If Edge wins, I'll be stoked. If Roman retains, I'll respect it and I'll be stoked. If Daniel Bryan wins, I'll be happy. I'm going to be happy regardless from this main event, folks. So yeah, all of night 2 of WrestleMania, all of these matches are low-key. Low-key, we're getting a new champion. So let's review night 2. And then I'll review it again for all of them. Matter of fact, let's just review all of these matches again. Let's start off with night 1. I have Lana and Naomi winning the tag team turmoil match. I have Seth Rollins beating Cesaro. I have Braun Strowman beating Shane McMahon. I have AJ Styles and Amos. I have Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I have Sasha Banks. I have Drew McIntyre. I have Lana and, now here's night 2. I have Lana and Naomi winning the tag team championships. I have Sheamus defeating Matt Riddle. I have Kevin Owens defeating Sami Zayn. I have Apollo Crews winning the Intercontinental Championship. I have The Fiend over Randy Orton, and I have Rhea Ripley over Asuka, and I have Daniel Bryan winning the Universal Championship. So yeah, there you have it. WrestleMania 37. What is your thoughts on this show? What is your picks and your predictions? You guys let me know in the comment section. That's gonna do it here for me. Thank you all so much for watching the GoolieZone edition of WrestleMania 37 picks and predictions. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as MalcGoolie. Be a part of the Ghoulie Nation. It really helps us out. And you know what? As always, I love each and every one of you. I hope you all have a tremendous, tremendous night. This is a great day for this is great. It's WrestleMania week. We've already seen NXT stand and deliver. And I obviously night 1 of NXT stand, and we all know night 2 delivered. So as for WrestleMania 37, it's the showcase of the Immortals. And until then, I love each and every one of you. I will be live streaming Saturday and Sunday for both nights on Peacock. Hopefully, the Peacock app, what I've been hearing, is not, a lot of people don't like it, but this will be my first time doing it. But here, I love each and every one of you guys. Let's enjoy WrestleMania. Love each and every one of you. Peace. WrestleMania! WrestleMania is in effect, baby! WrestleMania weekend! Let's go!